Let's be honest. Most of us go to Cinnamon Dhonvei in the Maldives to sit on the back deck of our freestanding unit over the water, relax, and stare at the view. But what view do you want to stare at? Do you want the ocean view or do you want the bay view? They're both equally beautiful, but they are distinctly different. And in this video, I'm going to pro and con the ocean view versus the bay view for you, so that in the end, you'll be able to figure out which view fits your personality and your memories the best. Before you can make an informed choice, you have to understand the basic layout of the Cinnamon Dhonvei Island. Oh, a side note, there are only so many rooms of each type at Cinnamon Dhonvei. The staff does an amazing job at trying to accommodate all of its guest requests. With that said, if you feel strongly about wanting ocean or bay view, I suggest you email the resort as soon as you can after booking. Thus, you're more likely to get what you want. Okay, with all that said, let's talk about the island. Cinnamon Dhonvei is basically a 16-acre U-shaped sandbar in the Indian Ocean. In construction of the resort, lines of rocks were placed to create protection for the units and increase waves. After many years, those rock lines have now grown to man-made coral reefs. In the pictures you see, the pretty teal and aqua water are the shallows in the bay. That dark blue water is where the island drops off drastically into the ocean depths. When I say ocean view, I mean the units that have continuous waves that change in height depending on the tide and the moon. At Cinnamon Dhonvei, there are 3 sides of the island that are considered to face the ocean. The bay is the protected part of the island. It is filled with sugar-light white sand, and the water laps onto the shore as gentle as any lake. The over-the-water suites are located at the north end of the island. One thing to note is the ocean winds travel from west to east usually. So the over-the-water suites that have ocean view also have ocean wind. The over-the-water bungalows are at the south end of the island, and they face north and south. So they'll get a variety of wind and sun depending on what the time of year. So how do you choose what's best for you? There are 4 characteristics of the units that you need to consider to determine if you want an ocean-facing unit or a bay-facing unit. If you're finding this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Your first consideration is waves. With the ocean view rooms come waves, 24/7 waves. You see them on your balcony and you hear them in your unit. For us, it was relaxing. For others that have issues with continuous sounds, this could be stressful. Also, if you plan on snorkeling off your balcony, the waves can be a factor depending on your comfort level with swimming. The ocean view units can have currents, and sometimes strong, as the tide changes and with the fullness of the moon. With the bay view off your deck, you'll see ripples and very pretty water. It's rare that the snorkeling at the bay units is not casual and easy. The second factor in your decision is the wind. There's a definite constant ocean breeze with the over-the-water suites, and the wind can be a factor with the ocean-facing bungalows, depending on the time of year. With the bay-facing units, especially the over-the-water suites, there really isn't a breeze on the decks. Thus, in the afternoon, the deck can get a little warm. Your third consideration is the sun. Sunrise, sunset, a little bit of both. In the over-the-water bungalows, what you see depends on the time of year, but you always get at least a little bit of both sunrise and sunset. In the over-the-water suites, the bay units get the sunrise. The ocean-facing units get a great sunset, but there is no shade on the deck in the afternoon. On a side note, on the ocean-facing view room number 723, we had 2 days where we watched the sunset as rain was moving across the horizon. Very, very impressive. The last consideration is the marine creatures you'll see in the hole in your floor and off the back of your deck. With both the bay and ocean views, you'll see plenty of marine life through the window in your floor and off the end of your deck. With the bay view unit, you see many groups of small, pretty fish. These fish are very used to swimmers and are quite willing to hang out. You can have great fun swimming and watching them. With the ocean units, you get a total different size and type of creatures. The rock barriers that are now the coral reefs provide food for little fish to eat and trenches for the bigger creatures to swim through and find little fish. Because of the drastic water depth change, The sharks, turtles, tunas, and rays that are cruising the open water of the Indian Ocean make a detour through the man-made trenches off the resort to catch a quick snack before heading back out to the ocean. Hubby and I learned that sharks and huge tunas cruise under Unit 723 between 5 and 8 every night. Turtles would chomp on the grasses on the rock barriers off the end of our deck around lunchtime. I watched the mantis sailing through the trenches off the end of our deck most mornings between 6 and 8. If you found this video informative, I know you'll enjoy these other videos about our stay at Cinnamon Dhonvei Maldives.